Hello.
Hi.
Let me just put my volume up one moment. There we go, that's better. So welcome to the stream. Would you like to introduce yourself and your store?
Sure. I'm Carolyn Jackson, owner of Dancegearetc, etc. And I've been in business for about 16 years and 10 years to the public. The first few years was more private, but all in all, about 16 years. And then I have my daughter with me, Miss Abigail.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Abby, we call her. And she has been dancing since the age of 3. So she knows quite a bit about shoes and the dance world and all that good stuff.
Fantastic. Amazing. So whereabouts in Florida are you guys?
We are we are in Tampa, well, in Lutz, Florida. It's North Tampa.
Okay.
And just right over the Pasco County line. So we are kind of where the tropical weather starts. So anytime like there's a cold front that might come through the panhandle, you can forget it. We never see it. We always miss the cold fronts. So we're always hot and steamy.
Oh, nice. I'm so jealous. So speaking about this, it's actually quite a good topic regarding pointe shoes, because do you find that dancers tend to go through shoes a little bit quicker because of the humidity?
Well, that is a great question, Leanne, because that is something I wanted to ask you about. Yes, we do. And especially in the summer. I remember one summer I had fitted a bunch of girls for shoes and all different types. But Grishko is a very big brand in our area, and they all went to the Miami City Ballet for their intensive. And when they came home, they came back to the store and they're like, Carolyn, my shoes just wouldn't last, and we had to buy more pairs while we were down there. And I was like, it's hotter and more humid down there, of course, and you're dancing a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So when I listened to the informative video that you had I believe it was last week, about the different types of glues, I remember thinking, I am going to order more shoes with that Tropicana glue.
Yes, definitely.
And I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit, because I know that it's a stronger glue, but I think that's going to be a glue that I'm going to really talk about here in the store. And I'm so glad that I know about it and that I've learned about all the glues. And but that one really caught my attention.
Absolutely. So for you guys watching that might not be aware, our shoes are made with different glues, and one of the glues that we offer, which you can request, is Tropicana Paste, and it's great for dancers in humid climates. Basically it makes the shoe a little bit heavier, but not much. But what it means, let me demonstrate on a shoe. What it means is the dancers will get longer lifespan out of the box and the platform. So these areas of the shoe are what dies quicker for dancers in humid climates or dancers with sweatier feet, for example. And this is why we always suggest that they rotate pairs, of course. So if they're doing, hours of point work a day, then they usually have a few pairs on the go, which helps a lot. But of course, having the Tropicana Paste is an extra bonus, because it really, really does make a difference in that lifespan. And also, you might notice that some dancers like to shellac their shoes or jet glue the box, which, is okay, but sometimes it can be a pain, because with shellac, you have to wait for it to dry. And also it does, it's a mess, and it's something that you don't want to have to do. And jet glue, although it dries instantly, it doesn't offer the same strength as a Tropicana Paste shoe. So having that option in our shoes is amazing for those kind of dancers. I've even ordered it before for someone who tended to sweat a lot, and it made such a difference. She got so much more lifespan. It was unbelievable. So for anyone watching that's curious, be sure to speak to your retailer about that option. And it's not a long wait, usually speaking for you guys in the US, 2 weeks roughly, which is fantastic news. Welcome everybody who's joined. By the way, feel free to ask any questions. You can pop them in the comments and we'll answer as we go along. So would you like to show us around your store a little bit?
Of course, sure. So at the moment, you see behind me, it's our stock room. So I've got some shoes back here, and let's leave the stock room, and hopefully I won't scare you trying to do this. Okay, so we'll leave. Now, I had talked to Peter earlier this morning, and I told him that it was raining, that I wasn't sure we could go outside, but we can if just for a quick minute. Now, you're still seeing behind me? Do I need to do something to my camera?
You can press, if you're there should be on the front of your screen, there should be a button with in the top left hand corner. That's
there we
it.
go.
You got it. Yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, you've done it.
Let's go outside for a minute, and I think the rain has stopped.
Oh wow.
And so this is the front of my store.
Oh, nice.
And we see the Grishko logo down there. We need to get the Nikolay logo.
Yes, of course.
So we'll get that soon.
And
all my signs of COVID-19 and how many people can go into the store.
Very
We're only
important.
allowing, I locked myself out.
Oopsie.
We're only allowing 2 at the most, 3 people in the store at a time, because I am fairly small. So over here we have all of our Pointe Shoes accessories, and then we come into, let me back up a little bit. This is our large fitting shoe area.
Nice.
So I did not skip. I wanted plenty of room, and then the little ones, they love to tap on the floor. And you know, the little ones, they go all over the place. So, and then this shelf houses a lot of our ballet shoes.
Amazing.
And right here, I've got the Stretch Tech, and it's one of our favorites.
I love.
And so,
shoes.
But anyway,
one of my top sellers. Tell us.
Yes, we love it. So you can see I have my hand sanitizer and all that good stuff, and so, and then we come to, this is our little carousel of shoes. So we show all the shoes, but the Pointe shoes here. I'm not going to whirl the camera around and make you dizzy, but and somebody's looking to see if I'm open. Oh well. So, and then our counter is over here, our sales counter, and then I have these wonderful sneeze guards that I was allowed to purchase.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, so I have the sneeze guards ready. And then over here is just a display. I've been getting into swans lately, and the princess.
That's adorable.
Swans. Our messy sale table. And then through here is our littles, our children's rack. We've got black and pink, and then we've got more dresses over here.
Oh, they're cute.
Yep, and then we've got a little reading corner.
Oh.
And then I've got an old Grishko bag, but it's got a sandbag in it that's helping hold up the rack.
That's a good idea.
Made a great cover. So, all right, let me back out a little bit. And then we have some fashion items up on the wall and gymnastic leotards.
Cool.
And then, as you can see, pretty gold Grishko bag and the booties that go along with it.
Yep.
You see those right there? And and then we have the adult leotards right here. A couple of dressing rooms, and then our tight wall.
Cool.
And we've got some beautiful Grishko shoes over here.
I love those. They're so cute,
I've got plenty of ornaments and earrings and all that good stuff.
Nice.
So
fabulous.
There we go. So that's my store. It doesn't take too long to get around it, but I am full service. Let me show you over here one more thing.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be. And then here's behind the scenes, all my Pointe shoes. And so people sometimes think that I don't carry a whole lot of stock, but I do. I carry a lot. And hopefully now that things are coming around back to normal, I'll be buying a lot more stock. I'll be buying some of the new 3007s.
Yes, definitely.
And buying some more of the oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
And all that good thing. So
what Grishko Nikolay models do you currently have?
I have, of course, I have the 2007s and the pros. I have, let's see, I have Maya is a really strong shoe here. We have a lot of triangle feet, I call them, or what I really call them is flip-flop feet.
Yeah.
Because we wear flip-flops 365 days a year, and so that metatarsal really spreads.
I bet.
And so, you know, sometimes, you know, I was so glad to hear about the 6th width, because sometimes we have, you know, feet that just can't fit into Grishko shoes. Sure. But also, I started carrying the Nova, and I really like the Nova Flex. And then last year I picked up the, well, we had known it as the Allure, but it's the Grishko Dream Pointe 2007. Yeah. And I really like it. It took me a little while to learn about it. And then for a little while before we got all straightened out, I was working with Canada for a little bit, and they helped me learn about the Smart Pointe. And I really have liked the Smart Pointe, and the kids are liking it too. Yeah. But again, I'm still learning about it. So,
yeah, it would be really great for the kind of feet that you get there, actually.
Yeah.
Also, Super Triumph would be another good one. Have you got that?
No, and I did want to ask you about that. I know I asked you back last week, but I'd like for you to refresh my memory.
Sure.
What I knew what the Triumph is, but I still am a little bit confused as what the Super Triumph is.
Of course. So the Super Triumph is basically the new version of Triumph. So it's an upgraded version. Triumph obviously still serves its purpose because there are dancers that still like the classic version. But with the Super Triumph, it comes in non-pre-arched and pre-arched. And it's, you know, that padding that we have in Dream Pointe 2007? We have that in the Super Triumph. Okay. The exact lining and the bit in the toe bit. I'm just going to grab one. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, I guess my question is, what makes it super?
Sure, of course.
Because that's the only shoe that has the word super in it.
Absolutely. So I imagine they called it super because it is literally, you know, an upgraded version with different technologies. So it's one of our innovative shoes. And what we mean by that, just like Dream Pointe 2007 is an innovative model, we have the thermo technology in the shank. Okay. So different shank construction. This is the pre-arched one. This is a soft, but it still has a lovely bend there, and it's thicker than the shank construction is thicker than the Dream Pointe 2007. So it's more sturdy in feeling when you're on point in it. Of course, it has also a smoother satin because of the double upper under it. So it feels a lot more sleek than the standard Triumph. But also, we have longer wings at the side here. Can you see? They go up a lot higher. So it gives a lot more lateral support, similar to the feelings that we get in Dream Pointe 2007. Also, they put an even broader platform, so it's absolutely amazing for balance. Okay. And personally for me, what I also I had dancers that were wearing standard Triumphs that switched to this one, and they preferred the feeling of this one because they felt that the shank breaks higher up in their arch, whereas on standard Triumph sometimes it can break a little lower. And also they found they got more lifespan out of this model because of the thermo technologies in the shank. And personally for me, having worn it, it's also very good on like broad feet as well. So obviously you get a lot of broad feet, so that's going to be wonderful for you. And also, you know, if you have a dancer, for example, that doesn't feels that the Dream Pointe 2007 is too narrow for them, even in larger widths, and it's too narrow in the toe box, then basically, and they want that lovely plush feeling still, they want those thermo shanks, then they would be great to try this model because also we have a higher profile. Can you see that? Okay. So it's better for the chunkier feet as well. Okay. Whereas, of course, as you probably know from Dream Pointe 2007, although it can fit wider feet, and I fitted many wide feet in it, it is lower in the profile and it is more tapered in the box. Right. So this would be a great addition to get, I think, for sure.
I will think about that.
So I saw that you have some of the booties there as well.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
stock any of the dancewear at all?
Not now. I did at one time, but due to my supplier at the time, it just wasn't a whole lot of selection, or there wasn't a lot of promotion, and there wasn't any way for me to hold it or to see it. So I
Sure, of
stopped carrying
course.
the apparel. But I would love to start doing that again. I'd love to start now that I can see a lot more marketing for it.
Yes, right, because it makes such a big difference now because you guys get access to so much more. But
Yes.
also, of course, we've got a great team. You know, Peter's incredible.
Yes.
And you get better communications with everybody. And the fact that now you can, you know, with the reps, you get to have the products and feel the fabrics and see the gorgeous cuts. It makes such a difference. I mean, obviously, as a stockist myself, it's really important to
Right.
me to feel, you know, those fabrics and see how they fit as well.
Yeah.
I really love the new collections. They're just stunning, and I've had such great success with them lately, especially on lockdown, because I found that a lot of people are at home and they want to buy
Yes.
something fancy to wear
Yes.
at their classes, even at home.
The
So that's done
one
amazingly well.
leotard that I did receive, and I think it's similar to what you have on now, but it had the mesh neckline and it was burgundy ballet shoulders. That leotard came in, I put it on a mannequin, and it was gone within a week.
Wow,
And
amazing.
in fact, the person that bought it wasn't even a dancer. She takes dance classes, but she's more musical theater. And she
Ah,
said, this
yes.
is going to make such a great stage piece,
Yeah.
that she bought it. And I was just elated. So those two items, the booties and the bag, is all I have left of what was in my box of goodies. And just because it's a little warm down here, I may not sell the booties right away, but they'll eventually sell.
Yeah, sure.
So, but I'm looking forward to having access now to the clothing line. The one time that I did have access to it, I took it to Grand Prix. I was a
Oh, yeah.
representative for Grishko at that time at Youth America Grand Prix, YAGP,
Uh-huh.
and I sold out.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and that was 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, I do need to get some clothing back in here.
Yeah, you've got one of the best sales reps actually,
I
Bill.
do.
So
I'm
he's going to
sorry.
be great. I was going to say something else then. I forgot. Oh yeah, about the dancer who bought an item of dancewear for musical theatre. It's a good point because I get a lot of non-ballet dancers buy dancewear from me for their other genres. And you know what's also funny is some of the leotards I actually put together with everyday clothing for like when I'm going out, because you can actually make it look like it's not a leotard.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've watched you
It's
do
really
it
cool.
on several occasions. It makes a great neckline for you during these talks.
Absolutely. Welcome everybody who's just joined. Hi, Mr. Grushko. Hi, everyone.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about what you've been doing with the lockdown process. Have you been doing mail order? Have you got a website?
I do have a e-commerce full omni-channel website. It takes inventory from either inside the store or from the e-commerce. I will tell you that I was on the phone earlier with Peter, and April was really, really hard. And mostly because the kids, they were doing dance at home, and they were doing it on carpet or
Yeah, oh my God.
or on floor, but they just weren't doing enough to wear down their shoes.
Sure.
So I really didn't have a whole lot of business in April. Now May is a little different, and I've had a online sale or a phone call almost every day this week and last week. We are open 25% capacity. So that's where I allow a parent and one child to come in at a time, two if I have to, if they're both getting fitted. But I have asked all young children and all grandmas. Sometimes in our area, they like to bring the whole family. for the first fitting.
I know.
And I'm
Tell me
like,
about
you
it.
just can't do that right now, and I'm really sorry. Otherwise, I have this big space to allow for that.
Yeah, sure.
So, but I wear a mask and I wipe down every time a customer leaves. And that's just the way life is. And
sure.
I hope that, you know, before long, all of this will settle down and I can be at 100%.
Yeah. I'm not even open right now. Like, I can't actually, we are still on full lockdown, and it's
Oh
just,
my goodness.
it's
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Like,
I have a friend. I have a
Oh.
friend. She's still on full lockdown, and you know, I don't know what she's going to do. I really don't. I tell her, just keep the faith. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So let's talk about how we are progressing in the USA market.
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't you agree that since we have become Nikolay and taken over, and we've made such a difference with helping everybody get the right products, and our sales reps are amazing. Have you ever, I mean, when you went with the old distributor, did you ever see a sales rep?
What sales rep?
Right?
There wasn't one.
Oh my God.
There was, just I just called the office and told them what I need. Every now and then, I only go to the show every other year. And in fact, I've reached out to you several times over the years. I was always so jealous because you all would be talking about this fabulous new shoe. And yet I would call and say, when are we going to get it? And I would hear, oh, you're not. So I was always jealous that we couldn't get what I heard that the other countries were getting, and heard how fabulous those shoes were. My daughter is nodding as well. She said, had she had access to some of the Pointe shoes that I have access to now, she would have stayed on Pointe a lot longer. Anyway, I will tell you, I have a funny story to tell you. Peter said I should share this. I did have a young lady, and this is when, I don't know, this was several months ago, probably back in the fall. And she called me first, and she said, do you carry Grishko Pointe shoes? And I said, yes. And she said, do you carry the real ones? And I said, what do you mean? And she said, well, I ordered one not too long ago, and it broke down, and it's totally different. And then we found out that they weren't the real ones. We had actually ordered them from Discount Dance. And I went, no way, I can't believe that. So then that's when I kind of got more in tune with what was going on. And so I said, absolutely, we carry the real ones. These are the real ones made in Russia, nowhere else. I said, but come in. I don't know that I have your particular size, but come in. I've got a lot of other sizes, and let me fit you. So she came in, long story short, she came in, we got fitted. We talked about her horrible ordeal and how bad the shoe had just broken down on her. And she said it looked the same. To just hold it in her hand, it looked the same. But when she put it on and wore it, it just broke down.
Oh my God.
So she came in and we got her fitted with a couple of other shoes, 2 different models that she really loved. She was traveling, in fact, so I may not see her again. But it was just an interesting story. And and ever since then, I have been very cautious and very pro Nikolay world.
Absolutely. It's so scary. How many dancers are still getting into contact with the fake shoes. And it's really crucial that, everyone watching, spread the word as well, because I'm still noticing that people still aren't aware of what's going on. So if you're watching and you're still a little bit confused, if you want the real deal, please go to your nearest Nikolay retailer. You can go on our website and you can basically figure out your nearest retailer to you, and you can then make sure you're getting the real deal, because you do not want to be wearing these fakes. We've seen all sorts of pictures, we've had all sorts of emails, and it's really worrying because you don't want to wear a fake shoe because, one, obviously they're not the real deal. They're not from Russia at all. They're from China. 2, you're not getting the same technologies or the actual, you know, we have secrets to our Pointe shoes, and also our cobblers make the shoes in a certain way because they're all handmade products. So it's very important that, you know, your shoes are the real deal and not the fakes. Plus, why would you want to be giving money to someone that is producing fake shoes and upsetting us as a brand when they shouldn't be doing it? But also, you know, the construction of the shoe is very important, you guys, because we've even had dancers, like you said, you know, the shoes are breaking down and also people are getting hurt. So, you know, please ensure you're getting the real ones. Sorry, just had a message on there. Okay, so can you tell us, I mean, a little bit about, you know, what kind of services you guys offer? What's a Pointe shoe fitting like with you guys? Can you tell us a bit about how you guys personally fit shoes? Any special features you'd like to tell us about?
Well, sure. I'd like to say that I have been fitting Pointe shoes for over 10 years now. And I've had a lot of visits to the podiatrist with my children. So I've had a lot of conversations with him about Pointe shoes. He has shown me different things and different bones and tendons and muscles to watch out for. So I've had, you know, a non-medical person, medical education, I guess you'd kind of say, anyway. So I've been fitting for over 10 years. I will tell you, I'll be very honest right now, I'm by myself. So an appointment would be appreciative. However, I will fit you if you walk in my door. We may get interrupted, but I will fit you. So, I don't have a large staff right now. So, but we start the day out with the fitting with we look at the feet, we talk about the feet. I tell the dancer, I said, I'm going to be very honest with you, and especially a first-time fitter. I said, you know, we're going to talk about your feet, and it's nothing ugly, it's nothing bad, it's just your beautiful body. And if I don't tell you what I'm doing, then I could possibly fit you wrong and you could get hurt.
Yes, absolutely.
So the parent is looking at the child like, you understand what she's saying. She's not criticizing you, she's just critiquing how she needs to fit your feet. So we get through that process, and you know, and I look at different positions, and then I will pull out a plethora of shoes and several different brands, and I will tell them, you know, we'll go through different shoes and how they feel and how they're either, if they're sinking down into the box or if they're not, or if it's too tight. And sometimes the beginners, you know, they're listening to you, but they really don't know what they're feeling. And sometimes I have to really coax it out of them. And sometimes
I know. Tell me about it. Something very shy.
Sometimes it takes 7 or 8 different pairs, and finally they'll say, oh, I'm falling down into it. And I was like, okay, that's what I want to hear.
Yes.
You know, tell me if it hurts. If
Exactly.
it hurts, I'm doing something wrong. You know? So don't be scared to tell me if your pinky toe hurts or if your big toe hurts.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, the newbies are fun. But
could you take us over to your fitting area again?
Sure.
It'd be a nice...
Sure. Hold up.
Nice to show these guys.
Okay. So I'll start from the back. So this is our pretty large fitting area.
Lovely. Does your daughter still do Pointe, or doesn't she? I can't remember. Did you say she doesn't?
She does not anymore. She's 26 and she stopped. And
is she willing to try a pair of Pointe shoes on?
Abby, are you willing to try a pair of Pointe shoes on? Sure, she says.
Yay.
Okay. So
you might have to prop the phone up somewhere.
Yeah, give me just a minute.
Okay, no worries.
All right. Let's see. Abby, why don't you need to pull something of a Maya or a ProFlex. You probably need a Flex.
Hi, Stepping Time Dancewear. I hope you're recovering well from your injury, by the way. I can see you watching.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna, well, no. Let's see.
It's tricky, I know. Take your time, it's cool.
I know. Okay, yeah, give me, I know that's not the most, nope. That's not the most beautiful scenery, but let me go pick out a shoe for her.
Oh,
okay?
no worries. Yeah.
Okay. I'll let Leanne talk.
So So guys, whilst we're just on here, hello Georgia, nice to see you. I just want to promote a few things. So for example, if you've not seen my latest video on YouTube, it's about the Fouette last. They're about to grab some Maya ones, which are built on the Fouette last. And in the video on my YouTube, I go through all the models built on Fouette and the fine details. So be sure to check that out. I'm going to film today a video about breaking in pointe shoes because it's a very important topic. And that will hopefully help some of you guys that message me asking me about it. And also put to bed some of the bad ideas that people have regarding breaking in pointe shoes. Georgia, don't worry, I'm going to save the stream anyway. For if you've missed any of these retailer streams, we put them on IGTV on here, and I will, we've also got them on YouTube actually, on the Nikolay World YouTube channel. So be sure to rewatch them if you like. And of course, any other retailers watching that fancy doing a stream with us that are a Nikolay retailer, you are very welcome to message us and we will arrange something. I'm also keen to do some of these with European retailers also, because there's plenty of us around. Okay, so how long was it when you was last on Pointe?
How long, Abby, has it been? It's been a few years.
Uh-huh.
I would probably say 6, maybe.
Six years, so it's been a while.
Oh,
It's been a minute, yeah.
do you miss it?
Yeah, I do. Ballet was one of my favorite genres of dance just because I loved how beautiful it was, and I loved watching other ballerinas, especially like on Pointe, watching them dance. It was like the most beautiful thing ever. And
Sure.
I always dreamed of doing that one day. So be able to be on Pointe for a few years. I think I was on Pointe for about 4 or 5 years on and off. But I loved it.
Sure. How often did you dance? Did you dance like a lot a week or?
Yeah, so I've danced since I was 4, and I've danced until about the age of 20. And,
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so
She's still dancing, but she's dancing in costume now.
Ah, okay.
So I took all genres of dance and danced probably about 5 days a week.
Cool.
So it was a lot.
What was your favorite technique other than ballet?
I like jazz and
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So what when you last was on Pointe, what shoe was you wearing then? Was you wearing any Grishko Nikolay?
Well, she started in Maya's.
Yeah, I
but
went
Maya's were really too strong for her. Again, all we had access to at the store where we were getting pointe shoes were in the Grishko line were 2007's Maya's and Elites.
Oh, wow.
And what are you looking for, babe?
some pads.
Oh. So, Maya's and Elites and 2007s.
So with the
I think we
didn't they offer you like a softer shank in them, or did they only have one shank strength?
No, they had a softer. They had Abby's feet are short and don't have a lot of arch to them. So they were just trying to find like the Maya. She also has a high instep, so the Maya fits that foot. The problem with Maya's are so strong, in my opinion, that she just couldn't get on her box fully.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah. So when I finally got my account with Grishko, I started learning about the Pro Flexes.
Yeah.
So I started reading about the Fouette Pro Flex. I was like, oh, this sounds like a shoe for Abby. I brought it in. It took us a couple tweakings of which size to bring in because it fits different than Maya.
Yeah.
And she loved it. And that is what we ended up staying with, of all things.
Oh, okay.
So she needed that. It's
really interesting. I love hearing other people's stories about fitting shoes because, for me personally, I wear Maya ones. Even in the softest shank, I can get over on them, and I don't have very flexible feet. And my kind of customers, you know, if I have someone with shorter toes, and you know, not a high arch or quite stiff ankles, if I put them in, say, the super soft or the soft in a Maya one, it actually generally gets them over. But it's really interesting because obviously everyone's feet are so different and everyone's feet reacts differently. And this, if you guys are watching and are interested about point shoe fitting, this is another reason why, you know, when you're fitting a dancer, it's very we are all so different, and this is why it's crucial to have a proper fitting, because with a point shoe fitter, they can help you find the right shoe for you, obviously.
Okay, so Abby is trying on the
Nova Flex.
No, I don't think it's Nova.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, she's trying on the Nova Flex Point.
Oh yeah.
It's a size what, 4.5 or a 5?
4 or 5X.
A 4 or 5X. So like I said, she's got really tiny feet, tiny wide feet.
Yeah,
Abby does best in the flex shanks.
Yeah.
And especially now, since she hasn't been on point in several years,
Sure.
I'm sure she's going to appreciate this.
Sorry, it's just really cool to see people on point in the shoes on these streets. You know,
I agree, and I'm so appreciative that she is doing this for me.
Yeah, thank you. Samantha says she's wearing Maya one right now with a tutu, because why not dress up for at home bar? I love it, Samantha. She's one of my customers.
Yes, I have a tutu here, and Abby likes to dress up in it every now and then too.
Love it, Sam. It's so extra. It's great.
All righty. So we've got her. All right. So Abby, just kind of stand there. And what we're going to do, let me see if I can get this to do right. All right, Abby, just stand in parallel for me. Okay, this is fun. This is a different kind of fitting. Okay. What I want you to do, right foot, I want you to roll through demi and onto point. Good job. And look how nicely this is fitting. We've just barely got a little bit of a pinch, and it's fitting on her heel really nicely. Right.
Oh, yes.
What do you think, Leanne?
It looks like a good length to me. The width looks good also.
It really is. It's just barely, we just barely have a little pinch right there.
Can you just pull that heel piece down a minute? I'm just curious to see where the shank sits. I just want to show these guys something. And then can you put the camera a little bit lower? Because I want to show. So can you guys see the way the shank is sitting to her arch? It's sucking in really nice. But also, can you see the length? It's a good length because it's just under her heel. It's not too far down and it's not shooting past her heel. You know, this is why it's always important to check every little detail. And then if you pop that back on for me.
Okay.
Why don't you take the phone stand and put your phone on it while you're fitting it?
I will. Well, she wants me to do different angles too. So that'll be a little bit hard. Okay, so come down, Abby. All right, and let's do the left foot. Okay, so we're gonna roll to the side right here, and again, nice length.
Yeah, looks good.
We'll pull down the back.
Nice.
There we go. So, and pull back a little bit.
Looks great.
That looks really, really nice.
Nice. It looks nice and straight. Everything's working together.
If it looks crooked, it's my phone. I promise you. Okay.
So what else would you personally do after this point? Like what, everyone's got their own little way of what they do, what position.
I would ask them, okay, so now what I will do is, Abby, come down. Abby, I want you to go into first. I want you to plie and tell me how you feel.
Good.
Okay, nothing's pinching?
No.
Okay, I want you to come back up. And I want you to go into a wide second. Okay. I want you to plie until your toes hit the box. You got it?
Yep.
Okay, now are your toes all flat? Nothing is scrunched up? Nothing overlapping?
My left foot's good. My right foot, the pinky toe and the second to last toe are squished just a little bit, but
Okay.
other than that, it's good.
Okay. All right, so we'll work with that. Okay, come on back to parallel. Okay, and then now I want you to watch your stance on your right foot. You are, you're not pronating, you're doing, what's it called when they go on the outside, Leanne?
Oh, if it's to the outside, it's more like cycling, supinating, if you're going that way.
On your right
Pronating is
foot.
inwards.
There you go. So bring your right foot in just a hair. There you go. Perfect. All right. Go up on your right foot. Okay, and when you're ready, go up on your left. And she is up. All right, stay still. I want you to stay still for just a second. I want you to get on your big toe, Abby.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Good job.
It's
And
obviously because she's not been on point a while, so she has a little bit of weakness, of
So
course.
you can come down, Abby. I know you're dying.
Can you just show us a fifth position on point from the side? Sorry to be a pain.
Not a problem at all.
It'd look really nice to show them how it looks side on. So yeah, you've got it. Nice. And then could you come a little bit closer with the camera so you can show us side on what it looks like?
There we go.
Great.
Abby, hug your fifth really tight. Hug your fifth really tight. There you go.
Nice.
Very nice, Abby.
Does it feel nice and lifted?
Yeah, she does.
Perfect.
I wish, again, we didn't have Nova Flexes when she was on point.
No, of course. So it's great that you've got this opportunity now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You can come back down and have a rest, of course.
I know. Okay, you can go take them off.
That was fun. I love seeing
that. Was fun. I did not expect that at all. Peter told me what to expect, but he didn't say a point shoe fitting.
Sorry to surprise you. I'm
I'm
spontaneous like that.
Yep, that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to take you back into the, where I can sit down for a minute. Oh my goodness, that's great stuff. So I have a question, Leanne.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know if this is, I don't have my stand with me. Oh, well. I would like to know, hold on, let me get it.
My phone, so I missed what you just said.
Okay. Can you tell me about why Grishko, Nikolay decided to go with the plastic packaging rather than the boxes? Kind of makes it difficult to organize.
Sure. So they're actually working on a box now as we speak, as far as I know. If you speak to Peter, will tell us about that. Peter, you're obviously watching, so can you tell us about it? Because obviously in the UK, we've never had a box. We've always had this kind of packaging.
Yeah.
Or we've had what you've got, the this style. But yeah, I know what you mean. Someone did ask that on one of the seminars, and Peter said something about it. So Peter will probably put the message. Oh, here you go.
Boxes he just said boxes are coming.
How cool.
Yeah. Good.
So yeah, that solved that question.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, because I just find them, if I don't squish them all together, they just tumble over. And
sure, I get you. That makes sense.
So okay, good. That's good to know. I knew they would make it right. They're pretty to look at from the outside, but they're just not feasible to stand up. So
makes sense. If anyone's watching that has any questions about Pointe Shoes or anything like that, please pop them in and we'll answer you. Or if you have any other ballet related questions, that's also cool. So also, do you offer like any additional services to Pointe Shoes, like sewing the Pointe Shoes?
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm learning how to do a little bit of cobbling, but I do sew the Pointe Shoes. I charge one price if it's just one strap, like a horseshoe.
I get you.
Or a lot of teachers love the crisscross, and that makes it fun with the microfiber lining. But oh well. And, anyway, so yes, I do sew the elastic and the ribbons if they want that.
I'm
finding that a lot of moms for today do not have basic sewing skills and the kids don't go to home ec anymore, so nobody has basic sewing skills. So
Sure.
I get a lot of requests. And then I've learned how to cobble a little bit, and I've learned how to put, I've got some shanks from another brand, and I haven't ever put them in Grishko, but hopefully I won't need to. But I do know how to cut a shank down if I need to, or file something down, and I know how to take a pleat in the side of a shoe if the heel is too long. I know how to take a pleat and make that a little better looking.
Sure.
Sometimes the 2007 will do that.
What's really great is we have custom order available so much quicker now for you guys.
Right.
So any tweaks that we had a seminar on it on Facebook about custom. I don't know if you saw it.
Yes, I
we
did. It was awesome.
About it. So anybody who's watching, maybe you have a favorite Nikolay Pointe shoe, but you want a few adjustments. You can now get, within 2 weeks, a custom shoe for you, including we also have the option of even doing a custom last. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And also, what you mentioned about the 2007 heel, sometimes we get extra fabric with it. Well, the great news is with the 3007, it's Spanish.
Right.
Because they changed the shape of the heel. And they added the double upper, so it's a lot more smoother. Because even on me, I used to get that too, because I've got very narrow heels. But yeah, it's amazing what difference that made. I was very pleased about that because, even with the right size, sometimes I got a little bit extra, fabric, and it's just nicer when it looks sleeker, of course. And that was a really lovely addition. So with regards to fittings, with like first timers that come to you, do you ever get any kind of problem fittings, or any kind of teachers that have, like sometimes we get teachers with very specific ideas about what they want their dancer in, and you have to kind of work with them to, realize that when you're a pointe shoe fitter, you have to work together to get the right fit for the dancer, of course.
Right. I do have a few teachers that just love the Grishko brand. And if they could have every child in their class in Grishko, I think they would do that. But they know that that's not feasible. But I know a lot of their students are in Grishko shoes.
Amazing.
Either from my store or from another store.
Uh-huh.
So I'm trying to remember the rest of the question. You was as regard to I'm trying to think.
Feet to Nikolay, we know.
Yeah.
Julia just said, Julia from our team, Julia, she's the US sales manager. She said, would you be interested in 2 new colors? So I don't know if you know, but we have 2 new colors coming out for darker skin tones, and we're offering them as in-stock items, which is very cool. I'm super interested in this. I can't wait for it. So we'll have, the swatches are actually on the Facebook group. I don't have the swatches here with me right now. But basically it's going to be great because we can now offer dancers that selection, because I know that I get dancers that say to me they get sick of pancaking their pointe shoes to match their skin. Whereas now they can have a satin that will, be a really good close match to their skin tone. We've got 2 colors coming out. One's more like, we haven't given them names yet, I don't think. Or have we, Peter? Let us know. But it's really great to have the option, because personally, I've been waiting on this a long while. Is it something that you would think you'd get dancers that would be interested in?
I'll have to kind of feel people out. I know I have tried to bring in colors for darker skin tones, regarding in tights and in soft contemporary type shoes. And it just depends on if the person has the budget to have 2 pairs of shoes, because a lot of times I'll find that the kids will say, oh, well, I have to have it this color for this date, and then in 3 weeks I have to have it a dark skin color, and then my shoe will be perfectly broken in, and so I don't want to have to buy another pair of shoe and that kind of thing. So I'll have to take a survey and see how that goes. I thought I even have 2 different colors of canvas tan and
Oh,
mocha
yes.
jazz shoes, and I thought that would go over really well, and it just really hasn't in my
Oh,
area. Not to
sure.
say that it wouldn't,
No, of course.
but we have 2 to 3 pre-professional ballet schools here, but we don't have a professional ballet corps
Yeah.
here, so just not real sure. But I'd love to have some samples in stock, and just so I can show everybody, and I can go around and show the teachers, so that those that, you know, can't afford several pairs of pointe shoes at one time, you know, they know that it is available.
Yeah, absolutely. So can you remind us, do you have a website, by the way?
I do. It's dancegearetc.com. And it has, if it's in stock, it's on my website. If it's not in stock, it'll tell you not in stock, and that means it's not in the store either.
Sure.
But not to say that I can't get it in stock fairly soon, within
Absolutely.
1 to 2 weeks.
So also, I imagine you're on Facebook as well, right? So they'll just
Yes.
pop that in and you'll come up. So be sure to give them a
Facebook
follow.
And Instagram.
Perfect.
I love Instagram.
Me too. I live on Instagram. I'm very like, you know what? I wonder how many hours a day I'm on Instagram, because I bet it's pretty shocking.
Yeah.
But the good thing
I love
Instagram,
looking at all your pictures and all your fittings. I always
thanks.
aspire to your perfect heels. I've never seen heels so perfect.
Thank you.
You do that.
I really love Instagram for business as well, because I get a lot of customers through Instagram. So Instagram was a fantastic invention. It really was.
Yeah.
Do you have any future goals with your store? Like, do you have any other plans for the future that you might want to tell us about?
Sure. I mean, I know that my biggest goal is to really carry more stock. And, you know, it's kind of a cycle. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and I do that especially at the back to school and usually into school, except for this year. But my goal is to carry a lot more sizes and varieties of pointe shoes. I'd like to be able to carry varieties of pointe shoes that maybe other stores they just don't want to commit to.
Yes.
And that's okay. Every store is different. Every store has their favorites. And I'm kind of like, well, but it may not be your favorite, but it might be for somebody else.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of a round circle kind of gal. So I would love to carry a lot more pointe shoes, a lot more varieties, and definitely a lot more sizes.
Yes. Sizes
I'd like to grow. Yeah. So our store, my competition, we do a nice little triangle around the Tampa Bay area. And I think that it works out really well because I'm in the north section. I get usually the north students, and then there's another store that's very, very much south of me, and she gets all of the south students. And then there's a store east of me.
Wow.
And it's over by the University of South Florida. So she gets a lot of the university dancers. Sure. So I think we're spread out just perfectly, and there's enough for everybody to go around.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. You know, if you have any questions about what shoes to get next, feel free to drop me a mail and I'll help you with what I think will be, you know, some top sellers for you that will do well for your kind of market. I have
a feeling, now that you told me more about the Super Triumph, that it would be a nice, if a foot doesn't fit well into the, I keep wanting to call it the Allure, not the Allure.
The Dream Point, yeah,
the Dream Point. If a foot doesn't fit well into the Dream Point because it's too full or too wide, it sounds like the Super Triumph might be a shoe for them.
Definitely.
Is that correct?
Absolutely. Because it's, you know, it's a different shaped box because it's built on flatte, but it's actually broader than flatte. Higher profile height, so we're going to get a thicker foot that fits into it. And of course, because it fits similar to the flatte, it comes up wider, so it's going to be great for that. I have amazing success with it for wider feet. So we've got 2 minutes left on the stream. After this, I'm going to film my video for how to break in pointe shoes. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you everybody for watching. Thanks for joining us. If you missed the stream, don't worry, I'm going to re-upload it afterwards so you can watch it at your leisure. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. Check out their website if you're local to the area. Go pop in, get your Pointe Shoes fitted, you know, go and see them.
Yep. Thank you, Leanne and Peter. It was great. I love doing this.
Thank you. And Mr. Grishko saying thank you as well.
Yes,
thanks,
Mr.
Grishko. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody.
And
we'll see you again. Our next stream is on Wednesday, so be sure to tune in for that.
All righty.
Thanks so much, and thank you for coming by.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let me tap it. Hang on. Where is it? Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.